Alright, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back this time, episode 27 of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. And if you missed out on the last episode, we had a crazy one. First of all, we traded up in the draft, something I very rarely do, for the medium elite 5th overall selection offensive defenseman of the future, Liam Carlson. That's right, this guy's going to be huge for us in the future. And then in free agency, we made another big splash on our defensive core, picking up Joel Shepherd, a medium elite defensive defenseman who's only 22 years old. We had to give up a first round pick and a third round pick to do it, but we signed this guy to a 5-year, $7.150 million. The Swiss right defenseman of our current team. And again, if Carlson and Shepard ever have to play on the top line of the future, that's going to be a +4, maybe more if they grow and get some better X factors. But for now, the team is looking like this. So in this one, guys, we're going to get about halfway through the regular season. I have the lines set up like this due to a comment from Fresh, where we can jump into that one right now, who says, great episode, a great draft, and a free agency. As for extensions, Gade a 2 or 3 year deal. I'm not entirely sure what he means by that. Let me just go over and check the extensions here. Oh, Gabriel Velarde, that's what he means. A 2 or 3 year deal for Velarde, which makes sense. He wants about $5 million for 2 years, does Gabriel Velarde, but we have 20 mil to spend, so we can definitely look into doing that. We don't have to sign anybody else either. We don't really have to sign anybody else, so we can definitely do that for Gabriel Velarde. Then Fresh continues by saying maybe Blackwood, depending on how his season goes. And then if Carlson is not playing, he must be in the minors. Velarde on the second line with Svensson would be my choice. So I went ahead and made those changes. We have Gabriel Velarde on the on the second line of the second D pairing to start off this regular season here. And in saying that, the team did great in the preseason. We went 6-1. But now let's get into the first game of this episode here. We're going up against the Arizona Coyotes. Looks like we have a bit of a road trip here to start off the season, and we will jump in and simulate this one. So first period, and it's 2-1. It's Elliot Patrick on that power play, his first goal in his first game, and then Josh Morrissey also scores. But is his name William Rieger? I don't remember. Something Rigier gets a goal on Connor Hellebuck, who was in his last year of his deal, I believe this year, or maybe his second last year. I'm not entirely sure. Second period now remains 2-1, and the third period is currently underway here, boys. About halfway through that period, we are winning in shots 31-26. But yeah, I'm very excited for this team. We have a very young team now. Just let walk some of our older pieces. Oh, and there's Francisco Gordon, but then Melvin Barker is gonna get his goal. Oh my gosh! But then Kozlov scores, and we go to overtime here. Yeah, but I'm very excited about this team. We let some of the older guys walk, so let's see what they can do as overtime commences here. And it's gonna go. No, it won't, as Shane Pinto scores with 7 seconds left on Carl Vejmelka, the 3 stars of the night. It was an exciting one. Josh Morrissey, Rieger, and Mosier are your 3 stars. And that's definitely a nice victory for us. But now let's go about a week at a time here just to see how we perform in the calendar sim. That's 3 wins in a row now, 4 in a row. Okay, and it looks like these lines look to be working well. We are 5-0 to start off the regular season. Let's go down here to that Nashville game. Okay, up against Boston, that's a loss. Okay, Ottawa, that's also a loss. Okay, hang on, 11-1 win. Holy cow, 11-1 against the Minnesota Wild, but then an 8-4 loss to the Florida Panthers. So I'm not loving. We went 5-0, but then after that we went 1-3-1. So let's slow it down a bit here and see if it's Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh's a really good team. So let's take a deep breath here, boys. We're still fine, but definitely want to make sure that we're not. Okay, that's a good win up against Pittsburgh. Now let's go into the New York game here. Simulate a couple of games at a time. Win. Okay, back on the horse. Lost to Dallas, who are in our division, so that's a little bit tough. But we are in the top of our division. We're actually tied for second place in the NHL. Let's go watch this Rangers game here. They're 6-3. We are 8-4-1. The first period is going to go to the Rangers as Barabanov and Zibanejad both score on Mackenzie Blackwood. We are dominating in the shot category, though. Second period, 5-2. Yikes. And the Rangers are definitely going to be looking to take this one. That's unfortunate, man. That's very, very unfortunate. I thought, yeah, and Kako gets a sixth goal out there. All right, Panarin makes it 7. Yeah, let's just get out of there. And we get ran out of, was that our own building that we were in? If so, that's not ideal at all. Were we at Winnipeg there? Yeah, we were, so that's really tough. I have to simulate here to November 10th to do the scouting, but then I'll be right back on board with you guys. Alright boys, we are back. We've taken a bit of a nosedive here in the last couple of games, so let's try to sort that back out, get back on the winning side of things, put that puck in the net. So we're against the 3-10-1 St. Louis Blues, and we end up beating them. Now the LA Kings are up next, and that's a 4-2 loss. Okay. I would like to be a little bit better than 500. There's a win, followed by a loss once again. Okay, let's go another 2 games here. Up against Vancouver, that's a win. Is it going to be followed by a loss once again? No, that's 2 wins in a row this time. Thank you very much. A lot of people asking about Jacob Bernard-Docker here, getting close to that halfway point. There's a win against Vegas. Nice, that's 3 in a row now. Can we get another? Mackenzie Blackwood has been injured. That's okay. We can just replace him because we've got that 3 goalie rotation. Okay, there's 4 in a row now. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Yes, this is going quite well right now. Hang on, I think I might have turned auto-rotate goalies off in the last episode. And I just want to make sure that that's on right now because I might have just played Mackenzie Blackwood for 22 straight games. So let me just check. Okay, auto-rotate goalies is on, so that's good to see that I wasn't just playing Blackwood throughout this entire run. Thank goodness. Okay, but we're on a good little streak right here. We're 4 in a row, so let's keep that going if at all possible. Up against the New Jersey Devils, then the Blackhawks, then we go back to New Jersey for another one, and Blackwood is fully back. Let's just continue as we win 2 more in a row. That's 6 now. Let's go another 2 games here, and that's a loss to New Jersey. All right, but then we get right back on the horse with another win. So a really good first 26 games so far. 17-8-1, second in our division behind the Avalanche, excuse me, and we're like the second best team it looks like as well. So really loving how the team is playing. Don't have any reason to stop it. Let's just keep going here. Let's go a week at a time if possible. That's a 6-5 loss, 4-3 loss, 5-2 win. Okay, at least we have points in our last 4 straights. I mean, not the best outcomes, but we have taken first place in our division, so I will definitely take that as we get an Eastern Conference trip here. 5-0 against Dallas, 4-2 against Chicago there, and now we play Buffalo, and we beat them 4-1. Then Chicago once again, and that's 5 in a row now. And the Winnipeg Jets are rolling out here, boys. Let's do this. This is beautiful. We've played 33 games, so we only have 8 more games in this episode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Washington will be the last game. I guess we can see maybe 2 games in that time. Let's go see this Vancouver game. Why not? Up against Washington, that will be a 2-1 loss, followed by a 5-4 shootout loss, followed by 6-1 win. Okay, so we keep first place in our division so far. As we go in to see Vancouver in Winnipeg, we're 23-9-4. Let's try to make that 24-9-4 here first period, and that is 1-0 for the Winnipeg Jets as Shane Pinto gets us on the board. Second period now. Oh my gosh, and it's a collapse as Joel Blomqvist allows 3 goals right there. But then Svensson gonna get a rare goal, but as a playmaker. But we will definitely take it. Now we're trying to fight for another one. Speaking of fighting, Edmonton and Vancouver in Game 7 here tonight in the real world. For you guys, it will have been yesterday, and you will know the outcomes as we lose this one through 4-2 as Lekari Mackey scores with 2 seconds left. Fair enough there, but yeah, that's interesting, eh? Brock Besser is out for the rest of the postseason with blood clots or something like that. Really, really awful stuff out there. Really hope that he gets better because blood clots are not something to joke about. So let's all hope that he can be better for next season. But yeah, he will be out for the remainder of this postseason in the real world as we lose a couple of games in a row there, and this is going to be the last one of the video. We're still very decent in our division. division. We have 52 points. The Coyotes with 42. Those wildcard spots, 45 points down there. So we're definitely in a fairly comfortable position to end things off here at the halfway point. But playing against Washington, let's see if we can get this win. All right, here we are, boys. First period. That's going to be 1-0 for Washington. And again, I'm really not liking how we're simulating here as we go in and jump in to watch some games. Second period is 2-2 as Kyle Connor ties us up. Svensson puts us ahead by 1, but then Fagemo is going to tie it up back at 2s now. Despite us outshooting our opponent almost every time. There's Cole Perfetti with a goal on Hugo Allen. Thought, okay, can we shut the door now, you own Blomqvist? Can you shut that door? 5-on-3 goes nowhere for us, but look at the shots, boys. We are destroying them in shots. 9 more shots than our opponents. 5 minutes remain. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and we finally held on to a victory as Cole Perfetti gets the game winner out there. 3 stars of the night are Perfetti, Dylan Strome, and Yoel Blomqvist. Nice. Good job, boys. And that's a nice little end to the simulation portion of this video. Now let's take a look at these stats and see exactly what's going right for us, because we're having a fantastic year so far. We'll just go in and take a quick look. Cole Perfetti leading our team. Thank goodness he's finally turned into that that player that we've needed him to be all series so far. And he's kind of struggled to become, but it seems like last year and this year he's really turning it around. So we are 25, 12, and 4, which is good enough for second in the entire NHL. The Leafs are in first up there. We have 3.73 goals for per game, which is not even the most in the NHL. It's third most. That's crazy. Colorado and Montreal both have a bit more than us, but still 3.73 is nuts. And then goals against 2.95. That's going to put us as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th best in the entire league, so we will take that. A power play of 25%. That's going to be also 4th best out there. So good power play. And then penalty kill 82. Yeah, middle of the pack. Okay. I mean, what is this? This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we have like the 12th best power play or so. Let's just see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we're tied for 12th in the penalty kill percentage, excuse me. What are we? We're a really good road team. Not so good at home, but really, really good road team. We're 5-4-1 in the last 10, so slacking a little bit here, but still nothing to be too scared about quite yet. And I'll definitely take a second place in the entire league. All right, let's take a look at the player stats now. All right, so as we look at the player stats here, it's Cole Perfetti and Kyle Connor on that first line getting it done for us. Perfetti with 47 and 41 on pace for 94 points. That would definitely be a career high for him. Then Kyle Connor on pace for 92 points. Would that be his career high as well? It might be. No, in 2021-22 he had 93. But it would be a career high for our simulation at least. So good to see those two guys clicking together. Then Nikolai Ehlers on pace for 84. Nice. And Josh Morrissey on pace for 82. So we have 4 point per game people out here. You love to see that. Zach Werenski has 35. He's on pace for 70. Would that be a career year for Zach Werenski? Yes, it probably would. Yes, it would. So again, these guys, man, they're all playing well. Melvin Barker's on pace for 66 and 38 goals. He's also a plus 17, so the first line getting it done. Matt Svensson has 31 points, on pace for 62 in his rookie season as a 81 overall playmaker now. That is great. Is he getting it done on the power play? Yeah, he has 7 power play points. Nicely done for Svensson. Guillermo Velarde on pace for 60 as our second line center. We'll take that. Elliot Patrick on pace for 58. He has 23 goals, second most on the entire team. Wow, that's insane. So Elliot Patrick and Svensson together might be a great line of the future. Like, imagine Patrick, Svensson, and Velarde as the second line next year when Nikolai Ehlers starts to drop off a little bit more. That could be huge. Then we fall off quite a little bit here and get to Shane Pinto, who's on pace for 34, Brad Lambert on pace for 30, Dylan Holloway on pace for 24 as a fourth liner, Mark Scheifele also on pace for 24. That fourth line not doing great. But then Joel Shepherd, our first pairing defenseman, on pace for 22, but he's a plus 18, so he's getting it done. JBD has 10 points. Liam Carlson has only 6 points, but he's a plus 10 alongside of Josh Morrissey. Two offensive defensemen on that line, so maybe split them up a little bit if they start to falter, but plus 10, I don't have anything to complain about. And then Mats Dahl's a minus 9 on that line with JBD. Maybe somebody we look at moving? I don't know. He's still super young. He's low elite, but he doesn't fit this coach very well. I don't know. Maybe because we got Liam Carlson, we can think about moving Mats Dahl. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. It's something to think about at the very least. Get it rotating in your brains there, I suppose. Okay, all our goalies have been splitting time fairly evenly here. Blomqvist, 16 games played, Mackenzie Blackwood 8 games played, and Connor Hellebuyck with 12. Hellebuyck, though, is leading the charge with a .917 save percentage and a 2.46 goals against average. Those are vintage Connor Hellebuyck numbers out here. This is like when he won the Vezina in, was it 26-27 he won the Vezina, or was it 23-24 year one that he won the Vezina? I don't remember, actually. But these are vintage Connor Hellebuyck numbers. I might have to play him just a little bit more. And also, Blomqvist is playing well also as a 907 and a 289. Mackenzie Blackwood, a little disappointed in him, so I'm not sure about that extension quite yet. Rookie skaters, we have Svensson and Patrick leading the charge with Liam Carlson also down there. Look at the entire league, and Svensson is leading the entire league with Elliot Patrick in second place for rookie points, rookie skaters over there. Elliot Patrick has 8 power play goals also, boys, if you want to keep track of that. That's insane. And then looking around the entire league, it's Nathan MacKinnon with 60 points in 39 games. That puts him on a, 123-point pace or something like that. Austin Matthews with 57 and 40. That's about a 115-point pace. Mikko Rantanen with 54. I mean, these guys are just insane simulators. Mitch Marner, Cole Caulfield, Sean Farrell playing with Cole Caulfield most likely. Kirill Kaprizov, Nick Suzuki, Cale Makar. I mean, yeah, it's all the kind of usual suspects up here. Philip Keedle, Alex DeBrincat. That's a great season from DeBrincat. Matthew Poitras as well. A great season from him. 88 overall. High top 6 playmaker. He's a playmaker? I thought he was a two-way forward. Yeah, whatever. Cole Perfetti, excuse me. Kyle Connor, Philip Forsberg, Gavin McKenna. Okay. So then we get to some other names that maybe we don't see so much. Matthias Michelli, wow, 87 overall for Colorado. Probably playing on McKinnon's line out there. Looking solely at the defenseman, it's Cale Makar, but then it's Josh Morrissey. So if Cale wasn't in the league, I mean, this guy's a Norris Trophy winner every single year. It would be Josh Morrissey this year. That's kind of fun to see, but Rasmus Dahlин's right behind him as well. So interesting stuff. Bowen Byram with 35 as well. That's craziness. Best plus minus for defensemen. It looks like Bowen Byram and Cale Makar are the best D pairing in the league. That makes sense, I suppose. Zach Jones. Who is Zach Jones? A 79 overall, has the 4th best plus minus in the entire NHL. He's an offensive defenseman. He has 10 points in 42 games. He's a plus 20 for Ottawa. Wow. That's crazy. Adam Fox is here. Adam Fox and Keandre Miller, another great D pairing. Then Joel Shepherd is here with, it's not Josh Morrissey, though. Joel Shepherd, and where is Zach Werenski? I guess he's not up here as much, but either way, that's what the league looks like. Looking at goalies now, Sorokin going to win another Vezina for himself. 23, 6 and 4, 3 shutouts, 928 save percentage, 2.36 goals against average. Although Ville Husso is definitely making a argument for the position. Unfortunately, with Husso playing so well, I don't think that San Jose would want to trade him. That was something that we were looking at a couple of episodes ago, or it was a name that was floating around at least. Here's Vass, Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner has great numbers. Thatcher Demko, Pyotr Kochetkov, Dustin Wolf, all these guys down here. Jet Greaves is killing it in Ottawa, of course he is. Um, Anybody interesting to me? Not really. Yaroslav Askarov was another guy we were checking out. He's now with Vegas, 909 save percentage, 3.2. It's not great numbers at all. I mean, it's pretty average for EA World, but it's not out of the, like, blowing me out of the water or anything like that. Ottinger, decent numbers. Dagla, okay. Yeah, alright, Carter Hart wouldn't be in the NHL in this universe. Alright guys, so last but not least, let's take a look at the trade blocks around the entire NHL. So we're going to sort it by overall and just take a quick look here. Jake DeBrusk has an 87 overall. Is he actually playing games this year? Yes, he is. Nice to see for him. Sam Reinhart's out here. Tyson Jost, Artem Zub, Ilya Mikheyev. Okay, decent players. I definitely could think of adding a defenseman for this team maybe, but our offense is really something. Maybe a third line center as well. Actually, I'll show you guys what our lines look like first, and then we can maybe decide what we want to go after. I would think maybe a third line player, maybe a third or fourth line player. But Elliot Patrick is playing so well, I don't really want to stunt him. But imagine having Shane Pinto in the middle, maybe going a right-handed playmaker on his other side. That's why I liked Svensson on this third line so much. But Svensson's doing his thing on the second line as well. Fourth line is okay, but they are a minus, so something to consider at least. Mark Scheifele has dropped to an 83 overall, so I think we definitely need some depth here at this trade deadline. Looking on defense, our defense is great. I mean, Joel Shepard is plus 18, Morrissey's plus 18, Liam Carlson's plus 10. It's just the third D pairing, so I could see us getting some guys for the third D pairing as well as the third or fourth line of the NHL. I don't like to really mix it up in our top six because they are playing so well. Matt Svensson is growing, as is Melvin Barker. And I think this is one of those years where if we make the playoffs, we just kind of see what happens. We're not exactly trying to win a cup this year, considering our goalie situation and our young players that we have on this roster. So that's my vote. But now I will show you guys the trade blocks. So here are the Anaheim Ducks' trade block here. Tyson Jost out here for 3 more years, though, and he's 31. Not sure about that. Artem Zub's getting kind of old as well. In Arizona, they have Berggren. Berggren could be a decent player, somebody I was thinking about in free agency. Jake Evans is here as well. Jake Evans we had in mind last year for a third line center role, so could be something. In Boston, nah. Buffalo, no. Calgary, no. Carolina, no. Chicago, they've got Peyton Krebs on a $2 million deal, but that trade value is just way too crazy. That's not going to happen. Colorado, no. Columbus, Kirill Marchenko, nah, I don't really need that. Ivan Barbashev, too much money. Same thing with Goudreau. Henry Jokiharju could be a third pairing defenseman. He fits the third D pair as well. Finish 85 defensive awareness, only 81 offensive awareness, but not too worried about that. He's just got to be able to keep that puck out of the net, and he can do that serviceably. Here's Ty Smith. I like Ty Smith's numbers a little bit more, but better skater. His physical is probably worse. Yeah, his physical is worse, but I like Ty Smith a little more than Henry Jokiharju. They're the same overall. Ty Smith a little bit younger. Sonny Milano's out here. Could be a good pickup, but he's a sniper. Okay, I thought he was a two-way forward, but he's a sniper this year. Here's Miles Wood, two-way forward. Yeah, Miles Wood, okay, maybe it's possible, but again, not loving those options by any means. In Florida, nobody. LA, they've got Fiala, crazy contract. PLD, crazy contract. Philip Tomasino, somebody we could take a look at. Playmaker, maybe a good playmaker for that third line. He also plays the right wing, so he could definitely be somebody that we take a look at, but I'm not sure what we would trade for him. Let's see, we get Tomasino. Who could we give you? We'd have to give up a roster player most likely. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe we give an Alexei Protas just for a roster spot, and then we go like picks or prospects or something. So maybe Kinnis? No, we just signed Kinnis, or we just drafted Kinnis. No reason to go Kinnis. Maybe Jacques. Jacques is 20. He's a sniper, but he's only 57 overall. Maybe we do Jacques and Protas, and then like a 6th-round pick for Philip Tomasino. It could be something. Definitely could be something, but let's keep looking at Minnesota now. Joel Eriksson Ek, of course, he's always on the block, but that contract's just so insane. Wade Allison, hang on a second. Allison not playing, but he's an 81 overall power forward. That could be something that we take a look at. More of a shot in the dark, but still. Something to consider. Lehkonen making $10 million as an 85 overall. Good for you, Montreal. That's a great contract out there. New Jersey. Nah, I don't really seen anything in New Jersey. Maybe Danton Heinen. -8. Connor Brown. Igor Sokolov. Mason Marchment. Yeah, there's some guys, but again, nothing too insane. The Rangers, the Sens, the Flyers, Pittsburgh. Yeah, a lot of just prospects. St. Louis has Jürgen Siegenthaler. Wow, Siegenthaler has grown to an 85 overall, and this could be the perfect guy for our third line. Defensive defenseman, so that kind of hurts then, him playing with Mazdal, unless we trade Siegenthaler for Mazdal, but I'm not entirely sure. We could bring back Roman Josi, who's on a very reasonable contract at $5.890 million, but it is for 2 years, so I wouldn't love that too much. Connor Timmins could be a guy as well. Connor Timmins, how good is... Yeah, Connor Timmins is great as a right-handed defenseman. He's a defensive defenseman, though, so... Oh, no, he's two-way. Okay, he's two-way. That's fantastic. Connor Timmins could be the perfect pickup. We trade Connor Timmins for JBD, and I think we're laughing. Because Jacob Bernard Docker he's smaller. He's not playing nearly as good as Connor Timmins. We're a better team, and JBD's a -3. Connor Timmins is on a worse team, and he's a +6. He also has the same amount of points as JBD in less games played. But Timmins is also playing 22 minutes a night, so even if, Andy fits the third line, so Timmins could be a great pickup for us. Just something to consider. Now, Tampa. Anybody out here in Tampa? Let's see. Skaters matching the block. No, not really. Toronto. Have Mark Stone is in Toronto. Wow. He betrayed the Ottawa Senators. Let's say that. Tyler Bertuzzi's out here. Nick Schmaltz, playmaker, right? Nick Schmaltz? Yeah, two-way forward. Okay. Christian Dvorak could be a good, but he's making too much money. I would say Tyler Bertuzzi could be a great two-way forward for a third line or maybe even fourth line role, but a bit high trade value, but I could make it work. Vancouver, no. Vegas, no. And then last but not least, Washington. All right. So those are what the trade blocks look like. Now let's take a look at the goalie situation. So what we're looking for here is a team that has 2 goalies already, or sorry, 3 goalies, and then they're willing to trade one of the goalies, or a team that has 2 goalies and we would be willing to trade one of our 3 goalies for one of theirs. Anyways, you guys kind of know what I'm looking at. You're not dumb out here. So Anaheim only 2 goalies, Arizona only 2 goalies, Boston, we could definitely go for a Boston goaltender. They've got 4 goalies, really. Binghamton is tearing it up in the AHL. Wow, Daniil Tarasov is tearing it up in the NHL. So Tarasov could be very interesting. Over in Buffalo, nah. Calgary, they have Olivier Rodrigue doing okay. Eustace Onanen is struggling. Then Dustin Wolf is their starter, so I'm not really too interested by that. Nobody in Carolina. Look at all these goalies in Chicago. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Colorado, they've got Logan Thompson and Akira Schmidt, and then Juho Markkanen. Okay, but again, both struggling out there. There's Swayman in Columbus. Swayman playing well, but they're backup goalies. So, like, if we got Swayman, what could we do? If we got Swayman, we would have to give up... We'd probably have to give up Blomqvist. Hellebuck would become the backup again. And then we'd have to give up, what, like some prospects, some rookies? Also, Liam Carlson's up to an 81 overall, but we'll check the progress reports after. We'd have to give up... Oof, this is tough. Maybe a Simon Kreitzer? I'm not giving up Dylan Baker. Maybe Eric Dowd or somebody like that? Yeah, maybe. Like something like this, and then a pick? Might have to be the... But for Swayman for 3 years, how old is Swayman now? Swayman's 31 now, so he'll be good for another 2 years. That third year might be a little rough, but yeah, Swayman could be somebody. Let's check Dallas. Dallas has Ottinger, and that's pretty much it. I bet Patera is tearing it up, though. Yeah, of course. He has a 921 save percentage, as a 78 overall goalie. That is classic EA stuff. Out here in Detroit, Michael DiPietro's doing okay. E2 Makkinen's good in the AHL. Sebastian Cosa's struggling. Edmonton, Stuart Skinner, Matt Sogard, Anton Forsberg. Let's check this. A bunch of Ottawa goalies out here. Stuart Skinner is tearing it up, but everybody else not doing fantastic. Florida, no. LA, nah. Minnesota, okay. Maybe we go for this medium elite goalie, but they probably wouldn't want to trade him. He's doing well in the AHL. and he's got good potential, so I'm not sure about that. They have a million goalies out here in Montreal. They're trying to find the next Carey Price. They're searching. Okay, this guy, Thomas Suchanek, has a great record, or sorry, he has great numbers in the AHL. But again, AHL is very different from the NHL, so just bear that in mind. Ivan Prosvetov is out here in Nashville. Arvid Soderblom. Soderblom has decent numbers for a backup goalie. Or he's actually playing starting goalie because you say Soros is injured. Wow, that's crazy. Nobody in New Jersey. New Jersey has 3 goalies. That's insane. The Islanders, they've got Allmark, Driedger, and Sorokin. Allmark is doing well in the AHL. Driedger is struggling in the NHL. Sorokin's doing great. They're not going to trade him. The Rangers, they have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who they're looking to trade. He's having a horrible season. And Nedeljkovic is having a great one in the AHL. Maybe we snag Nedeljkovic from them? That wouldn't really make too much sense, I don't think. Over here in Ottawa, they've got 3 goalies. Jet Creeves, former Winnipeg Jet. Joel Hofer is having a great season, as is Jonas Korpisalo in the AHL. Okay, just some names to think about down there. Nobody in Philadelphia. Dagla and Jari. Maybe we could pick up either Dagla or Jari from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like, Jari's only playing 13 games, and they want to trade him, but he has 2 more years on his deal. Okay, we could do it, but it would be, we'd want to retain. Actually, we wouldn't have to retain salary because we don't have a lot of money, or we have a lot of money to spare. So we can go Jari. We're picking him off your hands. You would want a goalie in return. You'd want a medium elite goalie. Maybe we go Hiked and then Christian Riley, the guy we just no. I don't know. Clifford Riley, sorry, not Christian. We would have to give up Blomqvist or Blackwood. Who's the better trade value? It's Blomqvist. Okay, so he would go back to the team that drafted him, right? Team that drafted him second. And then a prospect, and that would probably get done, or maybe even a pick, a 4th. Would this happen with a 4th? I'm not going to make it go through right now. Remember, we only have 3 picks this year as well, so just keep that in mind from, because we got rid of the 1st and the 4th for Joel Shepard. But a 4th next year and Jari for Blomqvist, yeah, it could be something. It could definitely be something. In San Jose now, they don't really have anybody. Seattle, not really. St. Louis, no. Tampa, no. Toronto, no. Vancouver, they've got 3 goalies out here. So Thatcher Demko is having a meh year. Silovs, though, of course, is having a crazy year. And again, Kevin Lankinen is doing decent in the AHL. So we could take either Silovs or Lankinen from them. Maybe we could even take Demko, try to revive him. But he's an older goalie, $6 million this year. I'm not sure about that. Vegas, not really well, Vegas, we could try to pick up Askarov, but that would be a big demotion for them. But Vegas is a bad team, so maybe it would work. The Vegas would want some picks and prospects, so we could definitely look at Askarov. But $8 million for 7 years, yeah, no. I don't want to pay $8 million for a goalie that I don't know how he's going to simulate. And then last but not least here is Washington with Gustafsson and Hugo Allenfelt. Hugo Allenfelt, 903. Yeah, just pretty average numbers for the EA simulations here for these 2 goalies. And that does it for all the goaltenders. So, a couple more things to check. Like, I want to look at the contract screen, but let me know what you guys think about that. Which goalies should we try to go after? Who is enticing to you and who is not? Here is Velarde's contract for, it's basically the same as it was at the start of the video. We can go 3 years, 5.125. I don't really see a big rush to do it, but if we get a comment about it in the next one, if Fresh tells me to go ahead, I will definitely do that. Shane Pinto does not want to re-sign, and he wants, actually, for 1 year, 1 or 2 years, 2.6 mil. That's a great contract for Shane Pinto as a third-line center. 2 years, 2.6 mil. He's an even player. He kind of just 30-point guy, maybe 25-point guy, 25, 30-point guy, 85 defensive awareness, 85 offensive awareness, 4-star skater. Yeah, Pinto's a great third-line center. He's 6'3" as well, big body. He fits the lines amazingly. So I'd be definitely down to, I'm actually going to do it. Sign Shane Pinto to a 1 or 2 year deal. 2 years takes him to 31. But it's a good contract that I can definitely move on from as well. Worst case scenario, he drops to an 80 overall. But he's a penalty killer for us. And we have a decent penalty kill. He's a third line player, 30 points or so. I could definitely do 2 years, 2.5. I'm actually going to go down 2 years, 2.250 as an 82 overall center for Shane Pinto, a third line player, either center or right or winger on the third line. That's a beautiful contract in my opinion for the next 2 years. I'll do that right now. Dylan Holloway, how much do you want? You should only want like one something. Yeah, again, this would be a good contract for Dylan Holloway, but he's not going to want too much, so I'm not too worried about it. Jacob Bernard Docker, you should be wanting less money, but you don't. So that's another reason why we might want to get rid of JBD at this deadline. Brendan Coe, Protus, yeah, all these guys are just some depth pieces out there. And then what about for goalies? Any expiring goaltenders? There's Blackwood and Milich. We also have to sign Height in the offseason. That's okay. Blackwood wants league minimum or so, maybe like 900K. That's fine, but he has not been impressing me, so probably won't be renewing him. Milich can, just come back as a two-way kind of a guy. All that stuff is totally fine. And last but not least, let's take a look at the progress reports out here, just to see who is playing well and who is not. I assume Morrissey's doing good. Mark Scheifele's probably dropping off of Mountain. He's actually growing statistically. Wow, look at this. His shot blocking and stick checking has grown +6. Well, minus the ones on each, so +5. Maybe playing on that fourth line means his defense grows a bit more. His speed is also getting up there somehow. That's crazy. Okay, but Scheifele on maybe the let me check how many more years Scheifele and Hellebuck have, because I always get it wrong. I think they have 2 more years, including this season. So let's just sort by this. Scheifele, yeah, they have 2 more years. They have this year and then next year. In the next year, I can trade Scheifele and Hellebuck to contending teams if we are not a contender. Those are the rules that we put for ourselves at the start of this series. But either way, let's go back to progress reports. All right, second up is Liam Carlson, who's growing naturally, but no statistical growth, but still 18 years old. He's going to get that statistical growth as he grows naturally. He'll get a little bit better, and then, his better stats will lead to more production and all that jazz. Here's Melvin Barker getting statistical growth. That's great, because that's likely really the only kind of growth he's going to be getting here soon. So I love to see that. His power is going up. Good stuff for Barker. Perfetti now also growing statistically as a 28-year-old. That is great. Brad Lambert is growing statistically. Nicely done. Matt Svensson, this is a big one here. He's growing naturally. Okay, so no statistical growth from Matt Svensson, but natural growth is still good. Josh Morrissey, okay, he has yet to start dropping off. Love that. So maybe the 3-year contract's not the worst thing in the world. And then Kyle Connor here growing a little bit, but Kyle Connor's starting to drop a little bit here, boys, in his speed category, which is a problem because he has wheels and he's our puck carrier on the power play. Nikolai Ehlers, on the other hand, he is not dropping in the natural growth, and he's growing statistically. Protus is probably dropping off. Yeah, he's dropping off because he's not playing. That's fair. Zach Werenski, you should be growing statistically. Yes, he is. Okay. And then everybody else is standing pat. I'd love to see a little bit of growth out of Joel Shepard. I'm not sure how to get that through to him. He's the first line penalty killer. He's on the first line of the regular of 5-on-5 as well. But I guess, I don't know, because he's not getting points. He's not growing as much. Here is Maurice Jacques, up to a 57 overall. Alex Hatcher, a low elite player, 57 overall. Brody DeMarchi, a 65 medium elite player. Thomas Ekman Larson is growing now. Wow, 66 overall. I believe he was 63 to start this year off, so nice to see him getting some growth. Alexei Kinnis, the draft pick that Fresh recommended in the 2 episodes ago. He is getting some natural growth. Nicely done. Rocky Bomick, my pickup in the 3rd round, I think. The grinder. What are his defensive stats looking like? 72 defensive awareness, 72 shot blocking, 72 stick checking. Nice. 61 overall medium elite. Only 19. I want to get Rocky into the roster, man. Here's Eric Dowd growing a little bit, but he's orange growth. I'm not sure if that's different from green growth, but Mateo Height growing on his team. Stefan Kreitzer's growing. Logan O'Connor's probably dropping. Yeah, he's dropping. Taro Carlatti. Sounds like a Targaryen name. He's growing a little bit. All these guys down here growing just a tad. Dylan Baker only up by 1 point. And Gail Crabb and Clifford Riley both have not grown yet, so maybe we'll have to sign them to get their growth going, but still, I'll just leave them where they are for now. Oh, and this is a big blunder by me. What the heck? I thought I had Mikael Helmerson playing games. He hasn't played a single game. What am I doing, man? What am I doing with my life? I'm such a fool. Let's get Mikael Helmerson playing as many games as possible. Medium Elite, he hasn't played a single game this year. That's a big blunder by me. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just hung my queen in the middle of the board. If you know anything about chess, that's not a good thing. You don't want to hang that queen, I'll tell you that. Okay. Anyways, that is going to do it for this one, I think, guys. I guess it's kind of a shorter one, but we are dominating. We are 25, 12, and 4 on pace for 50 wins here in the regular season, which would be a great one when we were kind of just thinking we were going to be yeah, you know, whatever happens, happens. We're trying to play our younger players, but no, they've stepped up, they've shown up. Joel Shepherd, I think, is a big reason why as well on that first line, eating up like 24 minutes a night, so hopefully we can continue this pace going into the next one. New episodes come out every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.